It's the Beat Break Morning Show with Sean Garvey and the crew.
Good morning. Welcome to the final episode of the Beat Break Morning Show. No, the final episode of 2021. This is the final episode of the Beat Break Morning Show for 2021. Don't be alarmed, folks. This is just only the last show of the year. And we are coming to you live on New Year's Eve morning. I should be in the bed by now, or I should still be in the bed, but I decided, along with DJ Rollum, to wake up early in the morning and be with you all on this New Year's Eve going into 2022. DJ Rollum, man, happy New Year's Eve.
Happy New Year's Eve, man.
2021, we survived it.
Man, from beginning to the end, we are still here.
Yeah, we survived 2021 just like we survived 2020.
Yes, because 2020 was like, I would say, I gotta say it like this, was a bitch slap. 2020 was a bitch slap.
It was. I don't disagree with you there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was like a pimp and a prostitute.
Yeah. Yeah. Big time.
Yeah. But I know some people that were pimping. They were pimping it out in 2020. Yeah, man. 2020 was a crazy year. But 2021, I would say, was a little bit better than 2020. A little bit better. Not a whole lot. You know why? Because a lot of us got you know who out of the White House.
Oh, yeah.
Trump.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, because I am a little bit objective to certain things, whether Trump became president again or not, it still would be an okay year than it was last year.
The thing about it
would be. It's just what you make of it at the end of the day.
The beginning looked kind of scary with that insurrection, 1/6/21. That was scary because those supporters, those rioters did not want to accept the results. And on that day, January 6th was supposed to happen, did happen, just happened a lot later, several hours later, was to certify the election by the United States Congress. And that was a scary moment that was almost didn't happen because of what the Trumpsters did. And he praised them. So, I mean, that was a scary moment. I'm just glad that we are not in that moment. I can't see that ever happening again. And we moved on. And it was like most years, but I say 2020 is more of a bitch slap than anything because no one saw that coming at all and whatnot, being in a pandemic, which we're currently in, going into 2022. So that's...
You know, I saw the documentary recently. I don't know. I'm trying to remember. Was it on? Yeah, it was on HBO Max. I've been watching a lot of documentaries on HBO Max lately, especially ever since the pandemic happened. And I did see the documentary where they were highlighting the events leading up to the riot at the Capitol, the insurrection. I saw it and I felt so bad for the people inside there, the people that were working alongside with the politicians.
Right.
There were some young people, I would say maybe like in their 20s or early 30s, that work inside the Capitol. You know, these are people that have family. This is somebody's sister, cousin, niece.
Mm-hmm.
There was even one woman who works in there. She was praying. There was video footage, never before seen, video footage of one of the people working inside the Capitol praying while all of that was going on.
Yep.
That was so unbelievable to me. You know, and it's that I think that was the big highlight of 2021. And we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary since that happened. We're coming up on it.
Yeah. We're coming up on it into 2022. And the thing about it is what they're trying to do, and I can see why it's taking so long. Some people say, why it's taking so long for Trump to get charged for it. They try and get enough evidence of a former president now, because he is a former president, to charge him with certain crimes and everything. Even though they still have some people still support him, and Trump is putting out his hand out to help future Republican nominees to win certain seats, such as the governor and certain seats in the Senate and everything, and which is totally sad that y'all still are behind him. I'm not saying you can't be a Republican. I'm not downing Republicans. I'm downing that you were supporting a Republican like Trump. And you shouldn't do that to make a point just because you don't like what Democrats are doing. I mean, I don't like what Republicans have done. I mean, look what George Bush did. I'm talking about the son for 8 years. You know, what his dad did, what Reagan did. So, I mean, some of y'all were just born with Reagan, but I mean, I heard so many stories.
Some of you all, yeah.
Don't tell your age, DJ Roland. Don't tell your age.
Star's on the morning show. She's back with us. She had to step out for a moment. I know we started the show off on a serious type of vibe, but we made it as comical as we could be. But Star is in the studio.
Hey,
so
y'all.
I know it's going to get really turned up this morning, especially with all three of us on live on New Year's Eve day.
It's always turned. But you know what? I was sitting here listening, though. I kind of creeped in, right? And I'm sitting here listening because I kind of want to hear it. And DJ Roland did say something that made me think when he said, do not go onto the Trump bandwagon because the Democrats are doing some real foul stuff right now. And that makes sense because that's the same thing that happened with the reason why Biden is in office, because Trump was doing some real bad things that people didn't like. So they voted for Biden. And now that they voted Biden and they realize that Biden is a little slow as well. And so now they're like, dang, we should have kept Trump. Y'all some bandwagon hopping. Yeah.
Wait.
Do your research. Your research. And you pick off of research and history. Watch their political careers. See what the things that they have done in the past, any changes they have made, anything that helped our community. And if they haven't, why in the hell would you vote them in office?
Listen. I'm going to say this, and I am making myself clear when I say this. I'm not going to take anything back once I say this, but your boy Sean Garvey, I may end up voting Republican in the next 4 years. I may. Do I need to play the boo sound? Do I need to? No, that's not a drum sound. That's the.
I voted accordingly.
That's not a joke, ladies and gentlemen. I played that percussion sound effect. But no. I may vote Republican in the next 4 years or so. I may vote Republican. I still stand behind the fact that I consider myself to be an independent. I'm not for the Democrat Party. I'm not for the Republican Party. I'm for the people. I'm for progress. Hey, that's a hand clap.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sean Garvey is in the building.
Hey,
I'm
not even hating on you doing that.
For the people.
I'm not hating you on doing that. I'm not hating on who you choose to represent who you think is best that's going to represent you. I'm not against that.
Not just only me. That's the thing, and that's what we talked about previous in past episodes of the morning show. Like, it's more of an individual thing and not so much of a collective, because you can make the argument and say that there's some people or plenty of people that have benefited from 4 years of Trump. A lot of us.
Wait a minute, you know someone who benefited from 4 years of Trump?
Me?
Absolutely.
I did. I benefited.
You benefited. Tell me how
did.
you benefited. Tell me.
I'm a business. I benefited.
Yeah, he was all for business owners.
I got loans. I got incentives. I benefited, baby.
Okay.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, there's no debate against that. Like, he's definitely been for business owners, and of course, especially during the coronavirus, during the pandemic, while the rest of the world, while a portion of y'all people that are listening went out and got those checks. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Those PPP loans and the stimulus checks and all them. And y'all went to Greenbrier Mall or any kind of mall. Y'all bought them Jordans that came out the next day. Some of us use that money to invest in businesses, invest in Bitcoin, other profitable investments. I'm just saying, from an economic standpoint.
Well, I didn't do that part. I mean, I invested in DJ Roland Productions. Yeah, I did.
But that's a business.
Yeah,
that's a business.
I mean, I did that and whatnot, and those PPP loans, and I wasn't. Yeah, nah.
Now,
was I offered it? Yeah, I was offered it. But
yeah,
nah. I really try to make my money honestly. I really do. You know, because too many small print stuff that I may not understand how they word certain things. This basically is how, when you give an example for people who are, and I know Star knows about this herself, so she's in this the real estate. Is that how the loans are looking out when you purchasing a home? You know, if you don't understand, I want to own a home and everything, and there's a process of doing it, and 99% of the time it's going to be a loan involved for most folks. That 1% is the ones that can actually buy it outright and everything. There's some language in there you may not understand. You need to make sure that you have the correct person to understand it, so you know what you're getting into. You can say yay or nay, because once you put your signature on that dotted line, you got a home, but hopefully you got a good investment and not just saying I just got a home.
Yeah, it's what you do with your money at the end of the day. It's how you manage it.
Exactly.
I mean, we should know that. That's something a lot of us should already know even before Trump came into office.
That's true. But you have to read and research. The two reads, R-E-A-D and R-E-S-E-H-R. No, I know I didn't spell it right. I did it on purpose.
Yeah, right.
I did it on purpose. See if y'all paying attention.
Hey, a lot of us slept in class, DJ Roland. So you gotta break that down slowly. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. All right. The short bus, right?
It's not even the short bus. I was never on the short bus. I was on the regular bus. I mean,
the regular bus. All right. All
right. But yeah, 2021. I said it's been. Well, put it to you like this, and I'm speaking on behalf of Sean Garvey. Mm-hmm. To me, and we'll get Star and DJ Roland's take on it. To me, 2021 was a great year for me professionally, but a bad year for dating. And we're going to expound on that on the first new show of the new year in a couple of weeks. I'm going to expound more on that when we do our first 2021 episode. I'm sorry, 2022. When we do our first 2022 episode, I'm not even going to give you all a tease on what we're going to talk about, but on the new show next year. But it's been a very bad year for me in the dating world. It has been.
Yeah.
But professionally, it's been good.
It wasn't that bad. You know why? It had a little action in it.
Action? What do you mean, Star?
You know, drama,
I
heartache, pain. That could be exciting.
I would be lying and say that I didn't get no action at all. I got some action, but I don't know the kind of action that Star is talking about unless we're on the same page.
Yeah, of course, that was on her mind, man. Come on, that's Star Kel.
That's not what I was talking about. That's the last thing I was talking about.
I did get a little bit of action, but not a whole lot, though. I wasn't Action Jackson this year, but no, it's just been interesting. It's just been interesting. And you know what? Honestly, a lot of women that I've been on dates with this year, y'all taught me something. Y'all definitely taught me something. Y'all taught me that I am a lot more mature than what I thought I was. Because here's the thing, ladies. 2021. It's 2021. I know this is a year after the pandemic. Some of you all lost your job. Pandemic,
not after. Current.
What? No. Okay, so let me rephrase that.
Yeah.
A year after the shelter in place.
There you go. Okay. There you go.
Yeah, after the shelter in place, because it wasn't a lot of people that were doing it in 2021. I mean, it was plenty of people that still weren't doing it in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
There was still clubs, parties, and events going on in 2020. A lot of you all got sick, ended up in the hospital, or had to quarantine at home. But in 2021, they let us out. I had no choice but to get out. I'm an essential worker. I'm an essential employee.
Mm-hmm.
But in the dating world of 2021, of going to different places and different restaurants and different venues and talking to women and everything, I mean, I don't know. I don't know, DJ Roland and Star. Like, should I start dating women that are an AARP member?
Is that above a cougar?
Should I start dating?
I cannot. What does that mean exactly?
Should I start dating women that have an AARP membership?
Man,
what I mean by
those are lions, man. Those are lions.
You can have an AARP membership at 18, Sean.
Let me find out.
I had one
at 18.
I was 21. I was 21.
You were special.
See?
You were
what
special.
does that mean, though? I don't understand.
What does that mean is that our millennial and Gen Z women, they are all over the place. They're just all over the place. Did we not talk about Insecure on the last episode? Shout outs to Issa Rae, though, for the last episode. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that in just a few moments. Sean is having a what?
The wrong prediction.
I had a wrong prediction about the outcome.
Yes.
I will admit I was wrong about that. I will admit, but I do think though that they probably, when I say they, Issa, the creator and the writers, I predict that they may have changed some things up at the last moment.
Really?
At the last moment.
I was right. I was right though. I was right. and you was wrong. You lost. Didn't we make a bet, DJ Roland?
No. Wait a minute. I didn't make a bet. There was no money involved. There was no, if I win.
Y'all be losing.
Why you gotta say it like that, Star?
Because we gotta make these bets because I need some stuff to happen when y'all lose.
I just said they could have changed some things up at the last minute. They could have changed some things up at the last minute. They probably at the last minute say, you know what, instead of Issa going with Crenshaw, let's just have Issa end up going back with Lawrence. And the two work it out and they can live happily ever after. They do that all the time in television and in movies.
Yeah, that's fine. But they did what the people wanted. They knew what was up. Come on.
Star, Tanya was right with you because she even said that was going to happen, which the way you said it.
Yeah. We women know. We know what's up.
Yeah.
We knew. Sean was on some real dry stuff with Issa and Lawrence. Sean did not. He was not.
I don't think it's over. I don't think it's over. I think in a couple of years from now, Insecure is going to come back just like how they did with Sex in the City. And they're either two things. They're either going to be on the rocks again or Issa moved on from Lawrence. Either one of the two.
Well, she need to keep that show. If she come back with a show that she moved on from Lawrence, she need to keep it. I don't want it. I don't want to watch it no more. And also, I'm a little angry at her because she was one of the most iconic moments in urban history, in Black community, in relationships, and friendships. And she's going to tell us she don't want to keep doing the show because don't nobody want to hear that.
Man, Issa got 89 different projects going on.
I don't care. Hire 89 more people to help you. You got the coin. Y'all see Oprah got a whole network. And what did Oprah do? She didn't put all the work on herself. She hired a whole community. Issa, girl, step your game up. Hire a whole community. And you bring the next damn season of Insecure, girl. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Starring her feelings about it. I know how much you love the show. We love the show too. And it had its run. She traded on that. She ain't got no loyalty.
But damn, okay. All right. Well, let's hope that the Issa Rae Twitter people don't come after you. Yeah.
Are you threatening me with Twitter Issa Rae people? I am a fan. I am an angry fan. I am an admirer of someone who's doing something great for our community, and she needs to bring it back.
All right. But anyway, let me get back to this whole dating thing real quick.
Yeah.
Like I said, ladies, I don't know. I don't know. Like 2021, it's just been a lot of ups and downs in the dating scene. It has been a lot of ups and downs. The ups, got to meet some of you all, got a chance to see what some of you all are about. I enjoyed the conversation, the ambiance, and the food and what have you. The downs, like I said, some of you are just all over the place. Y'all don't know what you want. You're too career driven. You focus into your career. You're saying that, I got X, Y, and Z going on and stuff. And now you got all these non-licensed relationship experts on YouTube. That, shout out to my cousin, Teron, shout out to you, homie, for putting me on to one of them. Actually, it was somebody before him that put me on to this particular person. And this person is somebody that Star do not like. But actually, Star.
You sound just like him right now.
No, I do not.
You do.
No, I do not. Matter of fact, wait a minute. Hold on. Matter of fact, let me switch gears here. Let me switch gears.
Gears. Actually, don't talk about him
No,
because
no.
he's a non-factor. Oh, he done put on
Had to put on my glasses.
Oh, you gonna take it.
Do I remind you of him now that I put on my eyeglasses?
You already did with your conversation about women.
The person we're talking about really quick, ladies and gentlemen, is Kevin Samuels. Like, even Star's blood boils when that name is mentioned.
A bunch of women blood boils when that name is mentioned. A bunch of women.
You know what? My blood does not boil. I think of him as a non-factor who has been put as a factor in life, and he's really still a non-factor. I want to keep putting that out there that he is a non-factor to the society of women and the way that women are and the way that men should treat women. He is a non-factor. His opinion does not matter.
Would it be fair to say?
He don't have no facts. He don't have no statistics. He don't have none of that. He just got a big, wide, unattractive mouth.
Would it be fair to say that? Would it be fair to say that he is the man of 2021?
Most
Sean,
noticeable man in 2021, I would say.
I wouldn't say the most noticeable. I would say that 2021, he's the most despicable.
I wouldn't say despicable. I said noticeable. Does not mean it has to be positive or negative. It's basically wide open for it. You can have any particular view of him.
An important person in 2021.
He has been the most talked about man in 2021.
Yes.
He has been.
From who? From men? Y'all need to get y'all.
Y'all women talk about him in a negative fashion. But y'all still talk about him.
I don't want to talk about him. I talk about not talking about him.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you why he is. To some of you all, he may not be the man of the year, but let me tell you why he is the man of the year, or the most talked about man of the year.
Okay,
this man got 1.7 million subscribers on YouTube.
Of men.
What are you trying to say, Star? He got a Million Man March? Now, I do believe there's some females in that equation.
Uh-huh. There are. I believe so too. And there are females that like him. I don't dislike him. I just feel like he's ignorant, and half of the stuff he say is a non-factor. It's unimportant, and is not healthy for the men in our community. He is not healthy. He's toxic. When I hear you talk, Sean, you sound like him, and it drives me up.
Damn. Damn. I'm not saying damn towards you, Star. I'm saying damn, this dude got I misspoke. He got 1.29 million subscribers. What about what?
Ask me if I care.
Well, we already know that you don't care. There's no need for me to ask you that. But he got 1.29 million subscribers though.
Of men, y'all need to get a life.
Don't bring that up to my man. You need to get a life now.
name me one male subscriber that you know subscribes to Kevin Samuels.
Sean Garvey.
I do what? I do not. No, I do not subscribe. I just watch his videos, but I don't subscribe. There's a big difference.
If you don't subscribe, we need not describe. If you don't subscribe, we need not describe this man. You don't even need to talk about him on this platform. He a non-factor to you too.
Why are you so mad? Why are you so mad, Star?
He is on fire.
I don't give him no airtime. I don't want to give him no airtime. He dry.
but he's still the most talked about because we're talking about 2021. We're
Okay,
talking about the ups,
I'll let you
the
do it.
highs, the lows, the most talked about people of the year. And
Yeah.
Kevin, by way of the internet, by way of viral, he is the most talked about man of the year.
Yeah, he's the lows of the year. You know, the lows. If we want to talk about the highs and the lows, he's the lows.
You can't say anything positive about this man.
Other than he dressed nice.
He's attractive when he doesn't speak. That is for sure. That's 100%.
Yeah, I mean
Okay.
his suit game be on point though.
Don't
Okay.
even notice it.
So you
because all
said
I
one
know is that
positive thing about him. At least we found something positive. Because I'm trying to turn a negative into a positive. So basically, as long as his mouth is shut, you'll look at him.
I wouldn't. He's not my type. Because I can smell the dryness on him.
Oh God!
He would be more attractive if he just would be quiet.
I just said that. I said you will look at him if he's quiet.
He's not attractive to me in general. He's not my type, but I would say this. If I would have saw him at an event or something, Sean says he has nice suits on. I don't even notice what he wears because I can't get past what's coming out of his mouth. So if he could just shut up, maybe, just maybe I can zone in on some good qualities about him. But since he talks so much about a whole bunch of nothing, I just can't see past it. I'm so sorry.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, I have worked on inviting him onto the show. He hasn't returned my email, but all I can say is this. On the first episode of the new year, I won't bring his name up. I will say this particular person on the internet is about this kind of content. And if any of you all bring his name up, that won't be on me. That won't be on me. I'm just going to say this particular person. I'm doing it out of respect for you, Star, because I know how you feel some type of way about this guy, about Kevin, and his perspective on women going after high value men.
Well, you know what? I said this. You know why he didn't respond to you yet, sweetheart? Because you ain't subscribed. And yeah. He needs women haters to subscribe. If you're a woman hater, you subscribe, and he might just show up on this show.
Now, I'm not a woman hater because guess what? In a few moments, I'm going to touch on a story where a lot of men are going to disagree with my assessment on this particular story that's been very, very viral this past week. And that's going to make, now we're back to the happier side of Star now that I just said that. and start going to be like, you know what, Sean, you ain't no Kevin Samuels. You're damn right. Because guess what? I don't agree with everything. I don't agree with everything that Kevin says, but I understand where he comes from because I've been that guy, not the high value guy, but the guys that a lot of women don't really care for.
Oh.
But we're going to talk, like I said, we're going to unpack that next year for the new episode of the new year 2022. We're going to have some single women on here, and we're going to figure out it's a new year, ladies, but no new man, though. That's all I got to say about that.
Talking about
Moving on.
And you say that, I feel some type of way.
That's why we want you. That's why we want you on the episode for the new year.
But what I'm going to say is,
I'm
going to say this one thing, Sean. Just let me say this one thing.
Go say this one thing.
When you said that I can understand what he's saying because I've been there, I thought that you meant I've been a miserable, dried up, puny, good for nothing, non-factor man like Kevin Samuels. But you didn't mean that. You meant
I wasn't.
You just was in a different space where you can understand and relate to some of the stuff he's saying, not relate to his character. Because he got a bad character.
Well, see, I consider myself to be the opposite of Kevin. Now, I don't know Kevin's entire life story, I've heard some of it, but I was definitely the opposite of Kevin in a few ways.
I can't wait till next year to talk about him. I know what his life story is. I know why he mad at women.
Because I'm not a part of his Million Man March. Okay, all right. So okay. All right. Well, who do you so the table is turned on you, Star. Who do you think was the most influential woman of 2021? Or the most talked about woman of 2021?
Carly B.
I knew you was gonna say that.
Not that I'm just like a fan or nothing. She just was the most talked about woman. That's just it.
So it wasn't Beyonce.
Nope.
Wasn't Megan Thee Stallion.
Nope.
Wasn't Michelle Obama.
May have came. She probably made the top 3. So Carly B, Megan Thee Stallion, and I think that was the top 2 women.
Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion.
Yep. This is where the world has come to, Sean.
Wow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. B and Stallion.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion.
Mm-hmm.
Female stripper rappers.
Yep.
What do you think, DJ Roland? Who do you think had the most influence in 2021?
I was thinking Megan Thee Stallion. I wasn't thinking Cardi B. Megan Thee Stallion is on top of my list. I ain't think Beyonce is not even in the top 10 because she accomplished, but it wasn't like the most noticeable thing. Megan Thee Stallion did a lot. I love the end of what Megan Thee Stallion did, though. So, Star, what do you know what I'm talking about? What she did at the end of 2021?
No, I just want to say I don't follow her. I don't know anything about her, but I do know this. I have been approached 3 times by men who tried to hit on me, and they used Megan Thee Stallion. Oh, you Megan Thee Stallion? Or are you related to Megan Thee Stallion? And then I had to go look her up to see what they were saying and why they kept approaching me like that. I get it. She's very attractive. She has a nice body or whatever. So I'll take that part. But I know nothing about her. I don't follow her. I don't care to. Maybe this year, this is a new year, I might, because people keep saying, throwing Megan Thee Stallion my way. So
the biggest thing I love about Megan Thee Stallion this year, and I'm glad they really promoting this, is she got her degree. She got her 4-year degree. And a lot of folks who are currently in their careers, like high in their careers, don't really promote that much about it. They may say they're in school, but they never say that they finish. And this time, she gives huge props from me that you on your top of your game right now, and you say, I finished my degree. I got my 4-year degree. And I'm very proud of her on that.
And the other thing I like about Megan Thee Stallion this year, did it happen this year? I think it happened this year. Yeah. Mm-hmm. She took that bullet like a G. When she got shot in the foot.
Yep.
I heard so many stories about that. And I'm just like, it's kind of weird because she's not a thug.
Oh, but Cardi B is?
No, Cardi B just ghetto and hood. And I'm not comparing the two at all. Who's comparing? What I'm saying is she got shot in the foot for what? Like, somebody said it was an argument between the two and he felt played. And pow, 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 pow. But what I was thinking in my head, this is my theory. They was having some smash. And then smash.
Come on now, that's the celebrity world. Every celebrity that hooks up with another celebrity, of course they're gonna smash.
Well, no, I'm saying they had an ongoing smash relationship. And then he felt played about another dude. And then she threw the dude in his face. And he said, well, B, I'm going to shoot you. He shot him.
Well, I mean, why does that sound so familiar? That's so typical.
Because there's men out here, this year has been the year of kill your lover. Well, the last 2 years is 3 years has been the year of kill your lover.
Kill your lover, divorce your lover. Woo!
I mean, just knocking them off. Like, oh, well, I loved her and she wanted to leave me. Die.
Damn, you make it sound so dramatic. You're making it sound like a movie.
Because it is.
Fatal Attraction.
This is what they're doing. So Megan Thee Stallion kind of came. She did come out like a G because she could have been a episode on Lifetime.
She gonna one day get her own movie on Lifetime. What you talking about?
Well, you know, I don't like watching them Lifetime movies. They depressing.
Yeah, yeah, that Aaliyah movie was depressing. It was definitely depressing.
It's like, oh, I can't do it, you know? I want to support.
Yeah. That movie was so depressing. I was like, oh, the writing was depressing. Oh my God. The casting was depressing. Oh my God. The guy who played R. Kelly was depressing. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So speaking of R. Kelly, was that the biggest trial of 2021?
Woo! Trial and tribulations of 2021.
The most noticeable.
No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say R. Kelly was. It was definitely it was George Floyd. The trial, Derek Chauvin. Yeah, that was the most talked about of 2021. That was the most.
So that was 2021. I thought that was 2020.
No, the
incident
crime created in May of 20, and they did the trial in April of 2021.
Okay, so that makes sense now, because it just so much was happening. You know, I'm just like, oh, and that's 2020. Okay, well, yeah, then I would agree with Sean.
Yeah, the murder trial of George Floyd, Derek Chauvin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Shit, I remember. I wonder where you all were at when news broke that he was found guilty for the murder of George Floyd.
I was at work.
Me too.
I was in my car driving to the eyeglass store. I was on my way to go pick up a prescription, and I turned on the radio to a terrestrial radio station in Atlanta. I turned it on, and they were doing live coverage from the courtroom. And when the juror said guilty, oh my God, like there was another motorist that was in a different lane than I was. I had the windows down, and he too was playing live coverage of the trial. And we looked at each other and it was like, oh yeah, this man going to jail. Yeah.
Wow.
One point I want to make about that trial. Here's the thing about it that a lot of folks may not know. Not only Derek Chauvin was found guilty, it was a type of crime that Derek Chauvin did that a lot of that was first of its kind. This was a non-gun used. No gun was used in this trial. It was just the way he did his crime, putting his knee on someone's neck. That was the most unique thing about this trial, how to find a man guilty, a policeman at that time when he was, finding him guilty using a non-violent, well, I would say non-violent, but a gun not being used.
Well, because the body can be a weapon too, so.
Yeah, but they were looking at just that because it was, you know, a lot of times when you find former officers being convicted, it was always some type of gun being used. Like the issue, like how the guy, Sean can back me up on this. I can't remember the particular person's name, but a person in New York who was selling some CDs and stuff, and a policeman put him in a chokehold, and he died, and he got off. He got fired, but he got off. He never was charged. He was charged, but he wasn't found guilty, I would say. He wasn't found guilty of that crime and whatnot. And, you know, that was an outrage in New York for that, even across the country with that protest and everything. Now, Derek Chauvin did, you know, put his knee on his neck, and he's found guilty. And the thing about it is, what some folks still don't know, there's another federal trial coming up too about the civil rights. That hasn't come yet. That's still coming.
Yeah,
This is ongoing.
Trial.
Yeah, man, that was very unprecedented.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a year. It's been a year of trials and tribulations. I've said that in the last episode, trials and tribulations, because that wasn't the only trial that stood out this year. It was also the 3 men found guilty for the murder of Ahmaud Arbery.
That's Georgia's biggest trial right there. Georgia's.
Yep. True
Yeah.
story.
Big time. You know, to me, you know, finding 3 white men in a rural area with, I believe it was 9 whites, 1 black, and something else. But it was 1 black on that jury. And they all found guilty of those 3 white men. And one of those white men that was guilty was a former police officer. So his pension is gone. He retired and everything. His pension is gone. He can't collect on that no more.
No.
He can't. So this it's time to move on from thinking that you can actually do stuff to Black young men. You know, you can't keep on doing that anymore. Those days are gone. You know, especially thank God for the person who created the smartphone with cameras. Now, if we didn't have that, I don't think none of that stuff would have surpassed. I don't think it would have happened. I don't think a lot of the guilty verdicts would have happened if we didn't have the cell phone technology, because that's what helped us.
You know, these days, 2021, we've seen a lot of events unfold thanks to these devices right here, the smartphone, the camera phone. I want to get into this story really quick, right here on the morning show. Have you all, this is a funny story, and this happened this year, close to the end of the year. An NYPD, New York Police Department rookie cop gave a lieutenant a lap dance, and it was seen on video. True story. NYPD rookie who gave lap dance to her lieutenant says she is embarrassed and hasn't been to work since leak of the party. So apparently it was like a truth or dare type of thing. Yeah. So the rookie NYPD cop, the rookie NYPD cop who was caught giving a lap dance to a he's married now, ladies and gentlemen. He's a married lieutenant.
Oh.
She gave this lieutenant on camera a lap dance, said she was embarrassed. The video was leaked, and she has not returned to work since the video was leaked. She talked about this on TMZ. She claims to be, quote, the life of the party and likes to, quote, have a good time, end quote, but offers her apologies to the lieutenant and his family. She had no idea that the lieutenant was married.
She just got hired.
She hasn't even been on the force.
She just got hired. She was new. It's his fault. It ain't her fault.
No, here's the thing. When I say getting hired, I guess the lieutenant wasn't. I don't know if he was part of. Sometimes the lieutenant's not even part of the process of being of hiring rookies. So my thing is this: when she did it, how long was she a rookie? Was this like the first month on the job?
Let me see. Let me go into the story.
Yeah, that mean there's a lot of stuff missing and whatnot. And I know she's being apologetic and whatnot, and didn't know that the lieutenant was married. But my thing is this: how soon was she hired that she did not know a lot of this stuff? Because to me, she should have learned some of the stuff from her regular officers, like how loose can you be? How tight do you need to be? And whatnot, to make sure that you set it in a good example to be recognized as a good rookie. So someone didn't give her a talk.
Now, according to sources, she joined the force this year, 2021.
Okay.
So when you join the force for 1 year, you're still considered as a rookie.
That's understandable. How long was she? Did it say what month?
It doesn't say what month. And then it goes into details of the month or how long. But that's neither here nor there.
Because I got something to say.
Uh-oh.
What you got to say?
Uh-oh.
Sean, you want to finish reading that story? Because I really do.
Yeah, because I want to be specific as much as possible to our listeners.
Go ahead.
So the footage took place at a New York Police Department holiday party. And the lieutenant, whose name is Nick McGarry, that definitely sounds like a lieutenant name. Officer Nick McGarry, a married lieutenant, was getting a raunchy, because it was a raunchy lap dance in a bar as a crowd looks on. One of the people in the crowd pulled out a phone, because it was a few people that pulled out phones too. But this particular person, I guess, got a very good angle.
Shot. Yeah.
A good shot, a good angle of this lady giving the lieutenant a lap dance. It was a very raunchy lap dance. Like it was the kind of raunchy lap dance that a stripper would give to her client. This wasn't no, innocent lap dance. It was very, very provocative.
So it sounds like she a pro.
I mean, yeah, because that made me wonder, was she a stripper before she became a New York Police Department cop?
She had to pay her college. She had to pay her college tuition.
Who cares what she was? Who cares? That don't matter. She needs to be scolded, and so does the lieutenant. First of all, two things. So glad Sean read this, because that just gives me more ammo. Now, she dried thirst out here in these streets. I'm going to tell you why. First of all, you trying to prove and fit in, because especially if you are a female amongst males and you're in this environment where, because you guys know with the police force, women have to portray themselves even more tougher than the guys, because they don't want to be seen as soft, like they want to be taken serious. They want to be respected as a person wearing, that bad. Mm-hmm. The uniform. Now this can go on past, because this is my thing. I do believe in any type of I wouldn't say in any type of community of people where you have to go through a process to become a part of it. I do believe there is kind of like maybe some type, I wouldn't say pre-hazing, because that might be extreme, but kind of like getting you in, like, oh, now you're a part of the family, you know. So she probably went through the process, and this was the part where she's like, you know, showing that I can hang with the guys, I'm a part of the family, I can have fun too, you know. And you took it too far, first of all, because you were in a bar. That should have been like a private office, you know, gathering, maybe somewhere where they rented it out and it was just the family, not at a public bar where everyone could see you. And then also the lieutenant, whatever's going on in your house with your wife, the whole world needs to know that. And the fact that you let this girl give you the raunchiest lap dance in the universe of the history of life means that there is something going on in your house. And you ain't telling your wife. You decided to take it out to the streets and get what you was looking for with the rookie. They both wrong, and they both need to be reprimanded for it. They need to be suspended for what they did.
They weren't on duty.
I don't care. That is unethical to be doing that publicly out there like that when you serve your state and your county in a certain light, right? You want us to respect you and look at you, and you want the kids to look at you as role models, but you out here popping kum on a woom.
Just like how our grandparents used to say back in the day.
Right.
No, I mean, but at the end of the day, Star, we are human. We are human. Like, okay.
At the end of the day,
we are human.
At the end of the day, they smash you.
At the end of the day, yeah, they smashing or whatever, or could have the possibility of smashing. But look, police officers, people of the law, cops, they get tipsy, they get drunk just like us civilian folks do. They were at a bar. They were in a bar setting. Anything can happen. I heard about relationships and sexual situations among cops plenty of times. If you ask me, Sean, who you think should really be reprimanded, the person who recorded it and sent it to TMZ or sent it to or put it out there. Nope. If you ask me, the person who recorded it and gave it to somebody should be reprimanded.
No. Because then that's when you need to reprimand everybody. Because remember, some of these trials with some of the people that got brutally treated bad, murdered and all that, recordings were sent to the news. Recordings were put on social media. So all of those people need to be reprimanded.
That's totally different.
No. Hold up. No, don't do it. Don't do it now. Don't do it. Because I'm going to tell you this. Everybody makes a choice. They made a choice to publicly do some nasty stuff that they shouldn't have been doing. Publicly, they should have had their own private party, like I said before, because they get enough tax dollars to go rent out a recreation. Matter of fact, the recreational center would be free for them. They get a lot of stuff for free. Y'all could have free venue where y'all could have had just y'all, and y'all could have had a private time. But oh no, y'all wanted to be normal. You're not normal when you decide to put on that blue suit. You're not, you do or whatever that color is. You ain't normal no more. You are now an officer. So even in your uniform and out of your uniform, people will still be watching you and judging you.
What law was broken? Tell me.
The law, the code of ethics.
What does that even mean?
You think about these people. First of all, that wife is probably upset, sad. It might have messed with the kids. You know, they may be getting teased in school. The girl who did it, she could be getting messages. You know how we do on social media, calling her all types of names because of what she did. You know, a lot of things, there's a lot of backlash for the choices that they made. Granted, yes, we are human. I did some things in the bar.
Absolutely.
I did some things on top of a bar counter.
Absolutely.
Was it recorded?
Yeah, was somebody recording it? See, that's the thing.
Guess what?
It may have been put out there and you don't even know it.
You can record it. It won't do nothing for me. I'm an entertainment. It's gonna help me out. But if you are a police officer, that ain't gonna help you.
You don't mind being a Kim? You don't mind being a Kim?
Sean, don't make me be.
You don't mind? I'm just saying. No. Let the record show that you said, "Oh, I'm an entertainer."
I didn't do what she did. I just had a good time on just dancing. Kim made a tape of some things that should be
Kim and Ray J.
And not on video.
We sometimes forget to put Ray J in there. Like
I hit it first.
Kim and Ray J. Kim and Ray J.
Well, you brought up Kim. I would never leave Ray J out because he hit it first. Didn't he make a whole song that he hit it first? Okay, we get it.
Wait a minute. How do we know? To be fair, how do we know that Ray J actually hit it first?
Kim didn't say anything.
I'm just saying he may have been the first person to do a sex tape with Kim Kardashian. But was he really her first?
He ain't break her cherry, man. He ain't saying all that.
He did it before the other
Kanye.
I think it was Kanye. That's all he was saying. Like, chill, bro. I hit that first. Like, chill. It ain't nothing really. I know what it is. You know what it ain't really nothing. Yeah, and then the tape wasn't nothing either. It was dry.
That's a lot of people were saying. Shouts to TK Kirkland. Because people like myself and him, we both think a lot. Ray J wasn't really putting it down like that. I seen the tape.
It was dry. That wasn't his best. And I know he got better because I read that book from Melissa Ford and I know he got better. He didn't even give it better.
Wait a minute. Okay. All right. Let's bring it back to 2021 because we went all the way to 2012, 2011, whatever year that tape released, whatever year that tape dropped. Let's bring it back to 2021. Now let's talk about Kim now. Let's go ahead because we are talking about 2021. We're talking about all these events that happened in 2021. I just wanted to share that story with you guys because that story came to my desk earlier. And I was like, you know what? This is interesting to talk about women giving officers lap dances and what have you. Now, let's go over to Kim Kardashian. She would probably be in the top 5 of influential women because she has become influential. This is like Star said a few moments ago, this is the world that we're living in. Kim Kardashian and Kanye. Divorce.
They're in the top 5.
Or in the process of getting a divorce. Divorce still pending.
Separation.
That's just for publicity.
Ye got him a house across the street from Kim.
And I know he got a bunch of Ring cameras and whatever. You were right across. I'm like, hey, when I ain't there, I can still see.
Is it just me, or is this Kanye's way of stalking Kim?
That's a stalking.
Let me tell you something. They're both something wrong with both of them. Something wrong with that Kardashian family. Anyway, but I ain't gonna go there. I ain't gonna go there today.
We obviously know what's wrong. We obviously know what's wrong with Kanye.
Married him.
Say what?
Something wrong with him. The fact that she married Kanye.
Had children with Kanye.
Had children with him. Something ain't right. Something ain't right with her. It's okay.
No, something definitely ain't right when you are dating Pete Davidson.
Facts.
So let's set the stage up. Kanye gets a house across the street from Kim. Ain't nothing like Kim's house. Let's just keep it 100. But it is what it is. Imagine you living across the street from your soon-to-be ex-wife, and then coming out the car is Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson. Imagine seeing that.
All I gotta say is this: I'll be damned if my ex is across the street with my new wife.
And then you have all these insecurities going through your mind. Like, what does she see in him? With all those tattoos and everything. He's skinnier than me. But you know what they say about skinny guys, though?
What do they say, Star? What do they say about skinny guys?
Well, I'm being quiet because clearly Sean is trying to suggest something. Sean,
I'm insinuating something. I'm insinuating.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
I'm just saying, you know, you don't hear a lot of bad things about skinny men in the bedroom. You just don't. You don't hear.
Isn't that right, Star?
I don't understand this conversation.
We don't understand this conversation.
What you know about?
What are you trying to say, Sean?
I'm just saying.
I need you to come
I'm
out and
asking
say
you,
it.
Star.
I'm just
I'm
saying,
asking
brothers like
Sean.
Kanye. I'm just saying, brothers like Kanye may be thinking like, oh, this is Pete Davidson, really? But he a slim dude. You know, what if he's the one that could possibly blow my soon-to-be ex-wife's back out?
He probably already is, because I ain't gonna talk bad about
So, Star,
it.
is that possible with skinny guys?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Star.
You took too long to answer. You took too long to answer.
Yeah.
I dated one guy that was real slim, and that's why I want to know what Sean is insinuating. I wouldn't say it was.
Hey, the listeners want to know, Star. Is that true? Usually, can skinny guys break the backs?
I mean,
August Alsina.
I'll just say skinny guy. Okay, Sean.
August Alsina. Shout outs.
I'll just say skinny guys kind of hang very low sometimes.
Hang very low or hang very high?
No, low. They hang low.
Oh, okay. All right. Just making sure you clarify that to our listeners, because they could have.
Oh, ladies know what I mean.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know you all's lingo that much, but okay. All right.
Hang low. You can't. If you're hanging high, then you're not hanging at all.
I always thought that hanging high, you was standing at attention to me.
Oh, well, ain't nobody talking about, no, when we say hang low, we mean like, you know.
When they're hanging low, you know they're going to stand at attention at a good time, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you know.
But yeah, man.
I only dated one slim guy, so what I'm saying is I can't really make that. I don't know.
Yeah, man.
Did he accomplish that slim guy?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, hey, see the smile, Sean. See the smile.
She didn't plead the fifth on that one.
Yeah, but she smiled though. The listeners can't hear it, but we saying that she smiled.
Hey.
I don't want to give him no street cred. I don't want to give him no bedroom cred. I don't want to give him none.
You want to give him none?
I don't want to give him no bedroom credit, like no street cred, like, you know. But, you know, he did what he came to do at the time.
At that time?
At the time.
At
we
that
ain't
time?
no longer together. We're not together, but at the time we were, you know, he did what he had to do.
He did what he had to do. You ain't put him out, did you?
Well,
I didn't hear
it. I got a question. Does he live across the hallway from you? Does he live in the same building as you? Did he do a Kanye?
She gotta go.
No, he is not.
No. But yeah, man, people getting divorced. Yeah. A big thing in 2021. Big thing.
Dr. Dre.
You know, yes, let's talk about that. Dr. Dre, Nicole Young. Listen, Listen, people. This is the part where I said that what I'm going to say may make some men upset at me. Because I know you all are used to hearing Sean Garvey saying that women make dating hard, women simplify things, women do this to men, women do that, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But before I get into that, of course, Dr. Dre's divorce settlement has came down to where Nicole Young, his now ex-wife, will be walking away or has walked away from their 24-year marriage. Damn, that's a long time. 24-year marriage with $100 million. Now, start clapping. Now, start clapping.
I got something to say though.
Okay.
Think about it. Before you go into your part, I gotta say this part. They were together for 24 years. Think about the time frame when Dre did his solo albums. That group. So my thing is this: around that time when he did his first Chronic, is that around the time they met? Is that around the time they met and getting married around that time? She deserves it.
Okay. Star? Care to rebuttal?
I'm just so shocked that you know how much support you guys are giving this woman. But
I didn't even give my.
No, he ain't say nothing. This is from DJ Roland. This is coming from me.
That's DJ Roland. That's DJ Roland.
Are you finished with the story? Because I like you to finish sometimes so I could get the whole tea, and then I like.
Okay. All right. So Dr. Dre, she walks away. Nicole Young walks away with $100 million. So she also is going to be walking away with a Rolls-Royce, Range Rover, Escalade limousine, a Spider motorcycle, as well as all of her jewelry. So all the other stuff like Dr. Dre's publishing and masters, all of that, she won't walk away with any of them. That's going to be Dr. Dre's. That's his stuff. He owns that. The $100 million settlement concludes an 18-month divorce proceeding that played out in the press following Young's filing in June 2020 and Dre's move to enforce a prenuptial agreement signed in 1996. But Powerhouse attorney Samantha Spector fought the validity of the prenup, arguing that Young had signed it under quote-unquote duress. The couple share 2 adult children, Truce and Truly, or Trucy and Truly, I should say. Yeah. So here's my stance on it. Maybe a little bit opposite from DJ Roland, but here's my stance on it. Okay. So in the source that I have in front of me, Nicole, let me see if I can try to find it real quick, because I read it before. I saw it here in the story, but allegedly, let me see. Oh, here it is. In April of this year, Nicole won her bid to compel 3 of Dre's alleged mistresses, I won't do any name dropping there, to testify in the case. Now, notice when I said Dre's mistresses, 3 women.
Moral.
Yes, not 1, but 3.
So no men were involved?
No men involved? No, not from Nicole's end. No.
Talking about from Dre end.
Or from Dre? Oh, I mean, I don't think Dre is about that life. I don't think Dre's about that life.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So imagine if you've been married, ladies. Imagine if you've been married to a high value man like Dr. Dre is, and he has mistresses. Whether you know about them or not, let's just say you may not know about his mistresses or his side chicks or whatever. And this particular man of value goes out and smash each and every one of them. He comes home to you and has sex with you. Now, me and D Hill, shout out to D Hill, by the way, we did an interview years back when we were at 860 AM about a woman who was married to a guy for X amount of years, and she became HIV positive from being married to this man who cheated on her and slept with multiple women or a woman, and she ended up contracting HIV from that guy. So in all fairness, if that was the case between Dr. Dre and Nicole, if Dr. Dre slept with all these women, came home intimate with Nicole not knowing about Dre's mistresses or about their intercourse, I think she deserves it as well. Now, also in the sources here, it is alleged that Dr. Dre, on multiple instances, was violently towards Nicole Young, including holding a gun to her head twice and punching her in the head and face. Now, of course, we are familiar with Dr. Dre's past, with his instances to beating and assaulting women, D. Barnes and Michelle A. back in the day. Dr. Dre denies those allegations, those instances. We weren't there. We don't know what goes on behind the scenes. But at the same time, ladies, if you are put in a position where you have proved, notice I said keyword prove, that these things happened in the marriage or in the relationship, you definitely should get something. That's my stance on it. Star ain't got nothing to say.
No,
Star usually claps back.
I will say when they did that, I think that was on some TV when Dr. Dre was telling his or
documentary.
Was Netflix or something.
No, it was the Defiant Ones on HBO. Defiant Ones, yeah.
When they were talking, and he said that that was their last house that they had built, and they were going to be moving in, and that's where they're going to settle down. Y'all do not understand. When Nicole was talking, and I saw them two together, I was like, she's going to divorce his ass. I literally, I don't know what came over me at that time, but I was like, oh, she gonna divorce him. Now, mind you, I don't know what's going on. Didn't hear no rumors, no nothing. Fast forward, right after that, it comes out that they're getting a divorce, right? I do not deal too well with, I love power couples. I love melanated power couples because we need that in our community. They've been together for so long and been through so much. However, what I will say is we don't know the sacrifices that were made behind closed doors. It's a lot dealing with men in entertainment. It's a lot dealing with egos. It's a lot dealing with, there are many personalities because these men are switching. They have switches. Dr. Dre might have been bringing Dr. Dre home instead of bringing
Andre Young.
Yeah, whoever his real name is home. Sometimes women have to deal with their alter egos as well. And then that can include women, that can include drugs, that can include part that can include so many things that we do not know. And I feel like sacrifices were made for this woman for them to be married for 24 years and to be the age that they are, and she wanted to go through with a divorce. That means she was trying to get the hell on up out of there.
But let me say this though, because we really haven't heard much of her side of the story other than what I just reported, that there were times where she suffered from abuse from Dr. Dre, allegedly. You got to still say allegedly. And that he was going around sleeping with these women behind her back. But at the same time, because we are in the celebrity world and these stories tend to come out, you hear about open relationships, open marriages all the time. Maybe that was something she signed up for, knowing willingly that Dr. Dre is capable of doing these things. But then, you know, people change over time. And so in relationships and in marriages, you may sign up to be with a high value man or to be with a man of influence. He has a lot of money, he has resources, this, that, and the other. And you're like, okay, it's Dr. Dre at the time, you know, I think I can. And see, this is the thing about women. Y'all cannot change a man. Yeah, you all cannot. A man's gonna be a man at the end of the day. And so I think what happened was that she came into Dr. Dre's life. Maybe she changed him a little bit, a little bit, not a whole lot, a little bit, but not to the extent where Dr. Dre is not going to be Dr. Dre anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then, you know, in the process, in the scheme of things of you trying to change somebody that you've known since 1996, 1995, 96, and you hoping you change with them. Now, fast forward to 2014, 2015, 2016 to 2020. You change mentally, spiritually, emotionally. You're not the same person that you was in the 90s, but yet the other person may still be the same person from the 90s. You know, so in those situations, that can happen. If you're not evolving with that person, it's going to be problematic.
Yeah.
I think maybe she was cool with the side chicks back in the day while they were married. Maybe she was okay with that. And like Nicole Young and like groupies. Groupies. Now Nicole Young is an attorney. She's been practicing law for a long time. Now she walked away with $100 million in the bag. But how do we know that she doesn't have any money hidden somewhere else?
She's a lawyer. She's a lawyer, duh.
She's a lawyer. But I'm saying that because
hold on. First of all, she's a woman. So women, we keep a little nest, and just in case something happens or he lost his job, he can't. You know, we gonna keep a little coin to the side. If you're a woman, you're smart about it. In general, you should have a little extra coin.
But I'm saying that for a reason, because a lot of people on social media have been saying like, oh yeah, Dr. Dre, he doesn't have to pay her 600 million, 700 million, 400 million, because she was supposed to get, from my resources, she was supposed to get 400 million. You know, half and half, because Dr. Dre is worth over 800 million. So when you go into
a billion.
No. He's worth 800 million. His apples, his Beats by Dre is $1 billion.
Okay.
Technically, he's not a billionaire.
Gotcha.
But him individually, he's worth over 800 million. I think it said 835 million.
Okay.
But she walked away, and let me say this, ladies and gentlemen, why I'm kind of somewhat on team Nicole Young. Yes, she did not walk away with 400 million. She didn't walk away with half. You know what she walked away with that's more expensive than money? Peace of mind.
Mm-hmm.
So if that was happening, if all those things were happening inside of the young household, and she said, you know what, I'm gone. But at the same time, she did say that in the beginning, she did say that she wanted this from the marriage or what have you, and it didn't happen. And it's like, okay, well, I'll go ahead and settle for the 100 million, but at least I walk with some form of peace of mind. I mean, that's the same thing that Dr. Dre did when he walked away from Death Row.
Right.
To go start his own label, Aftermath.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And here's the thing too, that first, let me ask you this real quick, Sean. She's not the mother of Dr. Dre's son, then, right? That died years ago. She's not the mother of him.
I gotta look that up, because Dr. Dre, of course, he has kids by Michelle A. and other women.
So
did he have a kid by? Yeah, he got a kid by Michelle A. and another woman. Yeah.
My thing is this, and that's why I said in the beginning that she deserved it because of all the years. When you have 20 plus years in a marriage and one of the individuals or both individuals grow substantially over the years like that, that's why I said she deserved it. That's my take on it before the information you brought up, which made it even more clear that she deserved it. So if I'm married to somebody and let's say I hit the lotto and whatnot, even though I bought the ticket, she has my name legally, even though she may hyphenate or whatnot, she's still entitled to that money if we get a divorce. Same scenario. If you married and you grew Beach by Dre, some of that money is coming out of this divorce settlement. It may not be, I don't know, it's part of the 100 million or not, but that's part of it. She was part of what he created to get to where they are. So anytime you're with somebody a substantial amount of years, you deserve a substantial amount. It may be half, maybe 40%. I would have been tripping if just say that what's that word, Star, when you had to pay it's an alimony? Alimony. If you had to pay her $1 million a month for alimony, then I'm like, nah, that don't sound right. $1 million a month, still a lot of money to you and I and whatnot, but $1 million a month as a settlement, he got to pay for alimony? Nah, that don't sound right. That sounds very too low. So that's just my take on it.
Yeah. I mean, so, this may be a win-win situation for both parties. Even though Dr. Dre, he's still keeping more than what Nicole Young asked for in the beginning of the divorce proceedings.
Mm-hmm.
But at least you're getting that monkey off your back. Because this has been ongoing since last year, y'all. This has been ongoing since
I mean, being
year.
divorced, I understand the monkey off your back. Believe me, I completely understand. I don't know about y'all. I mean, it is definitely a peace of mind and whatnot, so you can move on and have a life, and whoever else is next out there, whoever she decides to go with, if she wants to be with another female or another male, that's on her. And Dre, 99.9% is going to be another female and whatnot. So I wish them all the best and whatnot. The only thing, and a lot of folks don't talk about, and I love they don't talk about it, is these two people's marriages that I can say right now. You never hear anything about LL Cool J's marriage, and you don't hear anything about Ice Cube's marriage.
You have, though, in the past. Their LL Cool J's marriage was on the rocks at one point.
Mm-hmm. Especially when those gay allegations came out.
Okay, if it was, guess what? Are they still together?
They still are, absolutely.
Okay. Is Ice Cube and his wife still together?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Why didn't the allegation about them? But maybe they were some. Yeah, they're still together.
I mean, I ain't say marriage is all perfect. Nothing was done, any adultery or anything like that. I'm not saying no marriage is like that. I mean, we see a current one that started last year and went on to this year, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. So we say that because they were quiet for the longest until that guy said what he said. But I'm not going to get into that.
The skinny dude that allegedly blew her back out.
Right.
Now that's not what I said. That's what 50 Cent said to Will Smith on social media.
I'm just saying, I'm not going that way, but me, I commend since LL Cool J did have something very in the past. You don't hear nothing about Ice Cube's wife. I'll even go even further. Denzel. Have you heard anything about Denzel and his marriage?
I have at one point, yeah.
Okay.
It was allegedly.
Okay, yeah. Another one. Samuel Jackson. Have you heard anything about his marriage?
Now that no.
And they've been together for like 40-something years, 50 years.
You ain't gonna hear nothing about that. That's that real hood ghetto love. They ain't putting their business out. That's that traditional.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. That's exactly what I mean. Mm-hmm. Like I said before, I said this on the show. You ain't gonna hear about DJ Rolling Time. You ain't gonna hear nothing bad. You just gonna hear the good. If anything's bad going on, you would never hear it from my lips.
Right.
You would never read about it or anything because I would never promote it, and she definitely won't promote it. So as long as you don't promote stuff or say stuff to the wrong folks that got recording devices, that's how you keep your marriage.
Now you know whose marriage you did hear a lot? Devon Franklin and Megan Good.
You went there. You went there.
I had to go because this also happened in 2021. This also happened. I just don't get it, folks. Why can't Black people just stay together?
Social media is just so powerful, man. I mean, the two words social media should be infinite of money because they make it so well from the good, bad, the good and the ugly, everything. And those two words, it just messes things up when it's put out there for the world to see.
Y'all, he used her. He was using Megan Good.
You can say what you want. I ain't gonna try to even figure it out why they doing it. I mean, like, that's a pastor, and she is who she is and whatnot. So I'm not gonna try to figure it out, and really don't care because that tells me social media is ruling your world.
I care. You know why? Because I literally watched a lot of their, I guess, story from the beginning. And when it really started getting serious and they were talking, oh, she waited for time, he waited on his line, whatever, I don't hear that yet. But really, my attention was every time they would do an interview or talk, he would first of all take the lead, which I don't mind a man taking the lead.
Now, Star. I'm sorry, I gotta cut. Star, you sound like a robot right now.
For real.
You go in and out. Oh. You sound like one of those people on the AT&T.
I sound like somebody robot.
You did.
Do I sound like a robot right now?
No.
Okay, now you sound good. Okay, you sound good.
Okay, sorry, y'all, all the listeners out there. I'm so sorry. I was in the Matrix. Okay.
That's a good analogy right there.
Yeah, that was a good. That was an okay movie. We'll get into that later. Okay.
So y'all, what I was saying is I kind of watched their relationship kind of unfold from the beginning. And I do like a man taking the lead. And I saw a softer side of Megan Good when she would always let him speak. I was just like, oh, Interesting. And then I noticed every time he would speak, it was all about his book, his church, what he's doing. And she would be very quiet in the background. And I said, based off religion and those community church meetings she's been having with these first ladies, they've been telling her to be the hell quiet and stand back. Now, he took full advantage of that based off religion. He stood to the front and promoted the hell out of himself, his business, and his life. And he used Megan Good's platform to do. He is a Kim Kardashian of the church community.
Wow.
You went there.
She went there, DJ Roland. She's saying that Devon Franklin is the Kim Kardashian of the church community.
Wow.
Damn.
Megan Good is Ray J. And Devon is Kim.
Except no tape.
No tape. But he took an opportunity and he advanced his whole life. He came up. He came all the way up.
Okay, so let's just be clear, ladies and gentlemen. Let this be a lesson to you. Like, this is something we got to stop doing going into 2022. We got to stop, to DJ Roland's point about social media, we got to stop taking things with face value.
Ooh,
we got to stop falling into advertisements when in reality they just false advertisements. Whatever looks good on paper or on TV screens or whatever, don't take it with face value. You know what I'm saying? Like, we see all these celebrity couples on TV, we hear about them on the radio, and they showing you the good. They don't never show you the ugly. They don't never show you the bad. They do that behind closed doors because we still live in a world where we put celebrities on pedestals.
Yeah.
And you know, we got to stop doing that a whole lot. Like, oh, we see a couple on TV, they're celebrities. Oh, they look such a cute couple, such a great couple. Oh, they're going to be Mr. and Mrs. forever, da-da-da. We don't know that. And then next thing you know, we hear about it like, oh man, another celebrity couple breaking up, divorce. It happens all the time.
Sean, but you want to know something? Am I in the Matrix or can you hear me?
You still in the Matrix.
Are you serious? I'm still in the Matrix?
You're somewhere still in the Matrix a little bit.
Dang, I have something really good to say too.
What you got? No, we can hear you now. We can hear you.
Y'all, they got a divorce because he ain't know what to do in the bed.
What was my? Yeah.
Thank you for that sound. Thank you for that sound.
No.
Yeah.
Star
said that.
He got married a virgin.
Sorry.
I'm like, okay.
He got married a virgin. Megan Good been out here in the street. She used to date 50 Cent.
Did she really though? Did she date or kick it with 50 Cent?
They were in a relationship, a private relationship that did not want to expose because it didn't look good for her image. It's in her book.
Because you know there's a difference between dating and kicking it. Like 50 and Vivica, they dated. They dated and it ended up being in a relationship. But him and Megan Good?
Megan Good and 50 Cent were in a relationship. She admitted in her book. And a couple of other things that in her book.
So are you insinuating, since you said that I was insinuating something earlier, are you insinuating that Megan Good could do a J-Lo and go back to what she had in the past?
All I'm saying is that man ain't know what to do in the bed, and he didn't want to take direction from her. And the sex was the downfall of the relationship.
Listen, man.
Speaking from a previous married person, let me tell you something. You can work things out in the bedroom if both parties are willing to try. All right. You need a sex therapist. You need a sex therapist to come up in there and show you some things. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say that probably did it. I wouldn't say that, Star. I mean, that I disagree because he was willing to be with this woman. It was certain other things that she was not providing or whatever that he just could not deal with anymore. And he already said for about a year or so, he already was thinking about it. Usually, I would say half of the time. Usually when you start thinking about a divorce, I'll say 50% of the time it'll happen. When you start thinking about it. And it takes time because you got to see if the same actions that you are causing you to think about divorce, do they still continue for the next X number of months to a year or so, or even years. So I wouldn't say the bedroom was the problem.
Let me say, I'm kind of with Star on this one. You know why? Because Devon Franklin, he's not a skinny dude. He's not. Devon Franklin is not a skinny man. He's not a skinny man. He's built. He's a good-looking guy. Don't get me wrong. Like, he's a good-looking dude, but he ain't no Sean Garvey. He ain't no Pete Davidson. He's I'm just saying.
Oh man. Okay. All right. Yeah, but see, we still in the winter months, and Star still wants the guy like me to, cuddle and whatnot. She likes my size and all that. That's what she wants and whatnot. But when that summer comes around, she wants a Sean Garvey, right?
Hot Sean Summer. Hot Sean Summer. Best to believe that, man. Yeah. Hot Sean Summer. Okay, so best albums of 2021 thus far. I think this has been Nas' year.
Yeah,
this has definitely been
I heard about that. Man, I need. Okay, go ahead.
This has definitely been Nas' year. He had one of the best albums. I mean, King's Disease 2, in my personal opinion, was better than King's Disease 1. A few other artists dropped out some great albums this year. J. Cole with the Off Season. Tyler, the Creator. I was telling the guys from Voices in the Street last time that I wasn't really into Tyler, the Creator that much until he dropped this album, Call Me If You Get Lost, this year. And it made me go back and listen to his older stuff. And I was like, yo, this dude is nice. Mm-hmm. So yeah, his album was good. I was hoping that DMX last album, God Rest the Dead, I was hoping that his album Exodus would do some numbers, would do good, but it didn't turn out what people expected it.
It's probably being still worked on. That's probably the reason why. They probably still worked on and everything. And since he passed this year and whatnot, I mean, they had to push it out and whatnot. So
yeah, man.
It's like I think when Tupac passed and whatnot, Tupac was working on these albums and whatnot way before he passed. And I don't think DMX was working on his albums, his projects that long or in that depth that long. And that's part of the reason why I'm looking at the similarities and whatnot of unsudden deaths, because we didn't expect Pac to die and we didn't expect DMX to die, especially after he did the verses with Snoop and whatnot. Nobody saw this coming. And then I guess to help with the fans of DMX, they had to push it out and whatnot. So that's my only coming from a DJ's point of view from that.
Yeah, it was a lot of passings this year. A lot of people died, unfortunately. A lot of people passed this year. DMX, a lot of people in the hip hop community, from DMX to Biz Markie. Yeah. Shock G from Digital Underground.
Right.
Star?
1 year ago, even though from 2020, forgot his name, from Houdini, forgot his name. I can't think of his name. I got his face. I can't get his name.
Prince Markie D.
I mean, not Prince Markie D. That was from the Fat Boys. I'm talking about the guy from Houdini.
Oh, from Houdini. Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
They're mixing up groups.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but Prince Markie D, yeah, I'm just saying, I was a year, because I remember when he passed away in 2020, December 2020 and whatnot. That was a shock right there, because no one saw that come. And then what really made it sad for him from Houdini, is that he had to do a GoFundMe for his funeral. That's sad. Of the hip hop community, a legend in the hip hop community of what he has done with Houdini, and he had to get a GoFundMe page started for his funeral expenses. That's sad.
By the way, it was Ecstasy.
Ecstasy, there. Thank you. I'm like, wow, really?
Yeah. Crazy year. And not just only rappers, but also actors. The one actor that hit me the hardest this year was Michael K. Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a role for him in a movie.
A lot of folks thought about it. I mean, I remember seeing some other folks say, man, we were working on these projects with him and whatnot, and he was going over it and whatnot. And it was going to be, if it wasn't starting the projects this year, it was going to be out sometime in 2022 and whatnot. So yeah, it was very sudden that of his passing and whatnot. It was very sudden.
Yeah, did Cicely Tyson pass this year also?
Yes, Cicely Tyson.
Yeah.
But she had a wonderful life. Wonderful life. Man, I mean, I remember reading Miss Jane Pittman way back when. I'm like, I remember reading it, not looking at the movie, reading it. I was like, wow, man. And then saw the movie, and she just did a phenomenal job. I'm like, wow, that is something. Just it was just a heartbreaking people that that passed on in 2021, and now, you know, because Biz was really sick for months. I mean, he started being sick in 20 because of his diabetes and whatnot. So he was sick for a long time. You know, we lost Black Rob, you know, this year, you know, about 2 weeks after DMX. You know, so I mean, it's just been I mean, all I can say is this, and I know I'm a big guy and everything, but my favorite drink is water. I drink water religiously. I love water. I just had my son, I said, put 2 more bottles in my bedroom for my water. That's what I normally drink. Do I drink anything else? Rarely. What my favorite drink is not alcoholic. It's a cold cherry Coke. That's my favorite. But I don't drink a lot of those. So people, you got to make sure y'all take care of yourselves and get your annual physicals every year, fellas.
Yes, right? I agree. Yes.
Stop being, you know, stop being afraid and saying, man, no, you need to do it. All right. Next year, I was supposed to do it this year, but, you know, didn't do it. But I know I got to. I'm looking forward to next summer, 2022. I'm going to have my first colonoscopy. I ain't going to like it, but who likes getting something, from a male's point of view, something up their ass?
Well, you're going to be asleep when it happens anyway.
True. But when you get a regular physical exam, you ain't sleep when they figure up in there. You ain't sleep at all. So Sean,
listen. Yeah.
Sean, you're at that age, man. So if you haven't started, you got to get it started, bro.
I know, man. I know the day is gonna come, so I gotta prepare for it.
Yes.
I got to prepare for it. But
I got one little helpful hint for you.
Okay.
Make sure he or she has small hands.
Make sure he or she has small hands.
When you have your physical.
Oh, Lord.
Big difference.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think
It's a big difference. Believe me. If he or she has small hands, it's a lot better than a guy like me, my size.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
What?
I'm just telling you.
On a New Year's Eve, ladies and gentlemen, on a New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Thank you, DJ Roland, for sharing that. Next year, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming with Medical Moment with DJ Roland for the brand new episode of the morning show. He always gives us useful information that we need, and sometimes you may not even want to eat brunch or lunch after the information he gives out. But yeah, that's gonna be. You may not. I just lost. I'm not gonna even eat cereal this morning. Not on New Year's Eve morning. But I got a couple of major announcements to make. Also, RIP to Larry King, of course. He passed away, and Dustin Diamond, Screech from Saved by the Bell. We gotta acknowledge that as well. But I got a couple of announcements to make before we get ready to get up out of here. But of course, this is the last show of 2021. We will be back the following week in January. We're gonna be on a hiatus for a few days. But I want to go over to you, Star. What can you take away from 2021 besides the coronavirus, Omicron, some of the social injustices that has been taking place? It was a lot of events. A lot of events that took place this year. But what can you take away from 2021?
Am I in the Matrix?
No.
Okay.
She might be, though.
So for me, a few things. One thing is happiness and love lives within. Okay. Love yourself and find your happiness and your joy from yourself. Don't go looking out for that from somewhere else. Okay. Number 2, friends, family, whoever has been the closest in your life that have left your life. Remember, people come and go, and it sounds like a cliche, but it is the truth. Some people are not going to stay around all your life, but just remember and enjoy the time that you have spent with them and look back on the memories that you have. Don't dwell on that. Move forward. And another thing I took from this year is life is precious and time is priceless. Do not spend your time wasting time with people, things that does not add value to you in your life.
Real talk. Facts. That what some of the stuff that Star said does apply to my dating life as well. Stop wasting time. Just time is very valuable. Time is of the essence.
Right.
I can dig that. All right. DJ Roland, what can you take away from 2021?
Well, I mean, I know you didn't say about the corona, but I don't know about I know about you, Sean, but I don't know about Star. I had it. You know, I had corona, and it shocked the hell out of me. And I was messed up. I was just in the wrong job. I blamed the job. That's how I got it. So I'm glad I was here. I'm glad I was only had mild symptoms, and I got over it. And I started a new career in what I've been trying to do. I'm very happy with it, and I plan on growing with it. I'm just glad that I would take this year as a blessed year, that I'm able to advance. I was engaged for the entire year. looking forward to 2022, getting married. I'm seeing a lot more ups and downs, which that's to me what you should see. I'm talking about my personal life, besides my engagement. My son is a senior in high school, is going to graduate in 2022. My brother has advanced with his living quarters, moving to a new house and everything like that. My mother's doing pretty well. I'm blessed that she's still here. And we are growing with her ailments, I would say, and understanding it and accepting it. It's more of an acceptance year with this, so I can, because I got a little bit of counseling myself, and I learned from that. So my thing is to don't take life, don't take it for granted. It's not guaranteed. We lost some folks, celebrities and people you do not know. These killings, the increase in violence over this past year across America is ridiculous. Just don't take life serious. So think it's okay, and just be aware of your surroundings. If you feel like you don't need to be somewhere and whatnot, and you're subconscious, don't go. Don't let nobody pressure you to do something that you don't feel like you need to do. That's in relationships as well.
Ooh, okay. I like that. Man, what can I say to come behind that? Behind both of you all. Jeez. Well, I'll say this before I make my announcements. 2021. Of course, we went over what we went over in 2021, the good, the bad, the ugly. And I would say coming from 2021 going into 2022, which we're hours away from January 1st, 2022, I would say let's continue to progress and not be so easily distracted like we've always been going through. Let's stop practicing insanity.
Thank you.
If you know what I'm talking about, the meaning of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result, but you're getting the same result. New year, but same result. So quit doing the same thing over and over and over again and try something different going into the new year. And use your head, ladies and gentlemen, just because don't allow smartphones to do all the thinking for you. Like going into the new year myself, and I'm speaking on behalf of Sean Garvey.
I know where you're going.
You know where I'm going?
Yeah, I know where you're going.
I'm going to cut out certain things that I was doing in 2021. Going into the new year, I'm going to start doing certain things that I do on social media, cut out some of the stuff that I'm putting into my diet, and also surround myself more around people that are not going to only motivate me, but are also going to help me get to where I need to be and vice versa. You may need to change your settings. You may need to change the people that you're around. You may need to change what you're listening to, because we, of course, still want you to be here. We still want you to listen to the Beat Break Morning Show. But change some of the things that you're currently doing to evolve into a better you in 2022 and beyond. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
Round of applause.
Love it.
For all of our answers. So, okay, big announcement. I got to drop the beat. Let me stop the beat. Big announcement, ladies and gentlemen. We are the morning show where we always drop the new exclusives. We always drop some big announcements. not just only on social media, but on the morning show. Okay, because I gave people a little bit of a tease over the past few days of what I'm getting ready to do in the new year. And so starting in January, I am going to be hosting a new show called The Mental Space. And it's going to premiere on News and Talk 1380 WALK in Atlanta. Yes, that's right, folks. Your boy, Sean Garvey, on terrestrial radio. And on the show, I'm going to talk about all things considered mental health in our community.
So good.
It's going to be so good. It's already anticipated. It's already anticipated. Like, this is a show that a lot of people, no matter what race you are, no matter how old you are, no matter what circumstances you went through or you are currently going through, this show is primarily for you. Mental health is still an ongoing issue in this country and around the world. And we're going to be the first show across the country to ever do a show on a Black talk radio station, on a premier talk radio station in Atlanta, to cover everything dealing with mental health. So I'm very proud of that. Shout outs to Joyce Littell, our brand manager at WLK, along with Reggie Rouse and Rick Caffey, for allowing me to come behind the scenes over at WLK and share some valuable information with our listeners. And of course, we're going to have friends and guests visit and call into the show. And most importantly, I want you, the listener, to listen in on Monday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. on WAOK. While you're listening to Beat Break 87 FM in Atlanta, you can multitask. You can listen to both entities.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Yes, you can.
You know, or, and the show may not be for you. That's why we have Beat Break 87 FM and Reach One Network, of course. And another announcement, segue into that. Of course, now for all of my Beat Break 87 FM and Reach One Network listeners, some of the shows will no longer be on Beat Break 87 FM in Atlanta. However, you can catch those shows on the Podcast FM app. In a couple of days from now or sooner than later, I'm actually going to do a video tutorial on showing you how to access Podcast FM app in case you haven't downloaded yet. It's real easy. It's real simple. Stupid simple. All the content, including the Beat Break Morning Show, will be on Podcast FM app. It is still available. Yeah, show it up to our listeners.
I mean, I don't know if they can see it. I'm trying to put it on the screen.
I see your son.
Which icon is it?
I'm trying to see if you can see it from over here. I know you see the IG.
I'll do you one even better. How about this? Bam.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, there you go. That's the Podcast FM app. That's our station at the bottom there, Beat Break 87 FM. Also, 101 The Vibe FM in Louisville, Kentucky is on there as well, too. Over 50 radio stations and over 50 podcasts across the country to listen to. So we're on the Podcast FM app. But Beat Break 87 FM is now a 24/7 music-based radio station. So you can listen to independent and established artists from across the country, from around the world. But as far as the shows that were airing on Beat Break 87 FM starting next week, they have been on the podcast section of Podcast FM app. So I wanted to share that information because I know we get a lot of listeners and people going to the app and listening to our content and what have you. But we just want to make it clear that some of the shows like Maya, Kai, our homie Jeff, aka Mr. Moody from the Jeff is Moody Show, the Random Select podcast, those shows will not be on Beat Break 87 FM, but will be on the Podcast FM app. All right. SeanGarveyOnline.com is the website. You can go to SeanGarveyOnline.com for everything that I'm currently doing. We still got a Poet Found Dead on there and all different kind of content to go online and look at. So got some big projects on the way in 2022, from TV show projects, so many projects, so many stuff that I'm going to be doing in 2022. Yeah, so I don't want to spend too much time talking about all the more great stuff that I got going on in 2022. All you got to do is just follow me, Sean Garvey ATL, on Instagram and on Twitter, Sean Garvey on Facebook. I'm not going to be doing so much on Facebook, but you will see me do some video clips on Facebook in the next couple of days. But Star Kels, I know you got some big things coming up yourself.
I definitely do. I just want to check and make sure I'm not in the matrix. Y'all hating on me coming into They are hating on me coming into this new year, right? DJ Rollum. Okay, so I do have some big things going on for me in the new year. One that I'm working on is kind of a surprise, but you'll be able to see my smiling face a little bit more often. I'll just say that. Now, another thing I do have going on, people have definitely, I don't know if everyone knows, but I am a life coach. And clearly, I give life advice for people who are transitioning in a transitioning stage and point in their life. If you need any advice, if you need anyone to kind of like give you a little, be your liability partner, I'll say that. Holla at me. You guys can always connect with me at Let's Talk Life Coaching.
Okay.
And that's on Instagram and Facebook, or you can email me at let's talk life coaching at gmail.com, because people say like, are you saying less? And I'm like, no, I'm saying less, not less, but
yeah.
Anyway. And also, of course, real estate. I have been getting inquiries from people all over. I do real estate. I do partner with people. I do fix and flips. I do unique platform. I can provide lending, profit, and everything else. So just a plethora of things for you guys. And if you guys want any information as far as real estate, you guys can always contact me on Real Estate is Life Atlanta. And that's on Instagram, Facebook. Real Estate is Life Atlanta on Instagram or Facebook. And if you just kind of want to keep in contact with me as far as radio and personality goes, you guys always can follow me at She Talk Atlanta. Okay, I am here and ready for it on Instagram and Facebook. And thank you guys.
And thank you. You know, this has been a very great year, even more by having you on the morning show. I know you wasn't there with us since the beginning of the morning show, but we are just very honored and humbled to have you a part of the morning show. You know, we talk about you all the time in a positive way, though, not in a positive.
Very positive, way. Believe me.
Oh,
yeah.
Sean and I had our conversations about you. I was like, whew, man, I'm just glad you're on board. You just don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, that means so much to hear y'all say that.
Mm-hmm.
I really appreciate it. You guys are like family to me.
Thank you. And let me also compliment on your hair. You got this Sierra hair do going on. I just thought I'd acknowledge that. You doing the My Goodies dance in the background?
We've been live for so long. Like it was popping when I first came on, and then it kind of started dropping. It went from popping to dropping. But one day,
Isn't that a song?
I don't know.
Pop like drop it. Pop like drop it.
Drop it. My hair pop and
R.I.P. to Huey.
Dropping. But guess what, y'all? One day I'm gonna have my own makeup artist, my own people who gonna keep me looking good on the platform. Okay, so I ain't tripping.
Okay.
All right. Okay. DJ Rollum, man.
I'm going to lead into the big one because I already mentioned it earlier, but I work hopefully probably after 4:30, and Sean knows I'm talking about by 4:30. I will be trying to work on a Twitch platform. And if you don't know what Twitch is another app that you can see live videos, such as DJing, and I'm planning on trying to hopefully work on that sometime in 2022. That is my one of my biggest things I would love to do in 2022 is do a Twitch show. You know, DJ Roland Presents, basically. I haven't gotten a name yet, but that's what I'll be working on. Look,
Like it.
I'm looking forward to my son graduating from high school and heading to his dream school, heading off to SCAD. Looking forward to that. That's my biggest thing coming up for 2022. And my biggest 2022 thing is 4/30/22 will be the new favorite day for DJ Roland, and looking forward to that.
Yeah. Can't wait to hear that jacket ass song in the background. Let's get married. Oh, yeah.
I hope that's not. I mean, Young Sean said that I'm going to do a surprise song for you. And I'm like, what? Yeah.
Right,
so
Young,
he's going to talk to the DJ
sing?
and it wants to play one particular song as he said during the exit part of the ceremony.
I hope
and
it's
I'm
not
like,
a song. I love Young Sean, but I hope it's not a song from his generation.
No,
Because
it's not. It's not. That's why I kept screaming here. I said, Sean, I heard what you listened to. And he said, no, Dad, it's from the 90s. I'm like, okay. You sure ain't the 80s? And he said, no, it's from the 90s, Dad. It's from the 90s. I'm like, and he can't tell me it's supposed to be a surprise. And I'm like, all right, you gotta tell Miss Tanya that too.
Well, what would you do if it ended up being an Uncle Luke song?
My
Don't stop, get it, don't stop, get it.
Oh man, and that's man.
I know you would look at Young Sean, your son, crazy, like, boy.
Oh man, I mean that would be one hell of a surprise.
That'll blow my mind.
That would definitely blow my mind.
That's
He is really going to be the DJ Roland Jr. on that day.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, so we'll talk to you again in the new year.
Yes.
Yes, man. We'll be back on the new year. January 2022, man. I'm excited. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, our first new show of the new year. We will have two amazing guests, two single women on the show. Oh, before we close out, one thing I forgot to mention too, coming in January, me and Sharia Thomas, we're going to be hosting the Love and Poetry Experience Thursday nights at Chicago Avenue Cafe in Austell, Georgia. More details underway. Star, you invited. DJ Roland, you coming through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be a celebration. It's gonna be a celebration, man. I hope to see all the single women there.
And treat Sean right, single women. Treat him right. Just like
we will
like
have
the song.
a dating.
Treat him right. Okay?
Yeah.
Treat him right.
We will have a dating game segment during the event. We will have a dating game, which I will be the dater, and I have to pick one out of the three lucky ladies.
And that's a real dating game. That's from back in the day. All right.
Yes.
Are they gonna be behind the curtain or anything?
No, we ain't
DJ
got time for that.
Oh, okay.
Love connection.
Mm.
You remember that game?
No Chuck Willery. No Chuck Willery, man. No Chuck Willery.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So yeah, come on out. Details on the way in a few days. Chicago Avenue Cafe, the Love and Poetry Experience. Shout out to Sharia Thomas and the band. So yeah, man. But other than that, see you all 2022. Going to be a very big year for the Beat Break Morning Show and everything that we're doing. So just make sure you follow the crew. All right. So happy New Year to everyone. New Year's Eve morning show. I'm excited. Anybody got any plans? No piece dropping this year. No, yeah.
I'm not DJing. And DJ Naturel's party got canceled. So, yeah.
Star, you gonna be by yourself?
Go on Twitch. Check out the DJs. JC, Jazzy Jeff. Who knows?
Oh,
That part.
that would
Yeah.
be lit though. That would be lit. But I mean, unless somebody's having like a real secluded house party gather, but not too many people smelling each other and breathing each other's ear, I can dig that. But
Okay.
other than that, no, chilling. I will
You
pray
see-
into the new year.
Awesome.
You see why we're doing the episode on that coming back into the new year?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I don't see the connection.
You don't see the
I do.
connection? We gotta hey, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we gotta get our Black women to be non-single in 2022.
I don't have look.
See, no, I mean,
We need to get off the air because I don't have an issue with getting a man, okay? And FYI, I might have a surprise for y'all coming into the new year.
okay. All right. Let me
A
find-
baby
let me see.
star? A baby star?
A baby star.
Oh yeah, we gotta cut the show. We gotta cut the show off. We gotta cut the show. Gotta cut the show. Hey, listen. Check us out on 101 The Vibe FM in Louisville, Kentucky, Beat Break 87 FM, Thinking Out Loud Network, the Flow Network. Shout out to you all for carrying us. And we're also on Spotify, iHeart, and on Google Podcasts. All right, so let's get off the live line before Star reaches from the Zoom and grabs DJ Rollum's neck. Let's get up out of here, man. It's the Beat Break Morning Show. Y'all keep it locked.
Yep.
Check out the Thinking Out Loud Network at thinkingoutloudnetwork.com.